What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you the absolute easiest way to turn your long footage into high quality Instagram and TikTok clips. We're doing this without fighting export settings or spending an entire night in Premiere Pro. I used to mess around with Media Encoder constantly, tweaking H.264 and bitrates for hours. Yeah, you can get great results that way, but honestly, there's a much faster flow available now. The new method is simple. Upload your raw long video to this tool. Let the AI pull out the best moments and you have ready to post clips. These clips won't get murdered by Instagram's aggressive compression the way large files often do. I will still drop the export basics though, because understanding quality is always key. For those of you who live in Premiere, you probably export using Media Encoder just like I used to. You go to File, Export, Add to Adobe Media Encoder, select the H.264 format, and then dive into the Video tab. Make sure render at maximum depth is checked for better detail retention. You should also use hardware encoding if your machine supports it because it is significantly faster by leveraging your GPU. Set your bitrate mode to VBR1 pass, which is great for speed. For your target bitrate on Instagram and TikTok, you want to aim between 7 and 12 megabits per second. That range is the sweet spot where the file stays small enough that the apps won't crush it, but large enough to keep details intact. In my tests, hitting 10 Mbps gives you a tiny 3 to 5 megabyte clip for a short video that looks incredibly clean. For very short highlight clips, you can even push the target up to 12 or 13 megabits per second. Also, toggle on Use Maximum Render Quality and Frame Sampling features. Once you do that, save it all as a preset so you never have to think about these settings again. But here's the main reason I switched the majority of my workflow over to this AI service. Instead of spending 30 to 60 minutes just trimming and finding the best beats in my footage, I simply upload the long file. After picking a few preferences, the AI instantly spits out a batch of smart, highly engaging clips. This technology literally finds the parts of your video most likely to go viral based on pacing and audio spikes. It also specifically prioritizes moments with face close-ups and strong audience hooks. I still export the final clips in H.264, but the AI does the heavy lifting for me. This means I only touch the things that truly matter: the thumbnail, the caption, and maybe 1 or 2 minor timing tweaks. So, let's go through the step-by-step live flow if you want to follow along right now. Step 1 is to upload your full recording directly to the platform. Don't worry about trimming anything first because it supports the long formats natively. Just dump the whole thing in. Step 2 is to let the auto-editing engine run its process. This process typically takes just a minute or two, depending on the overall file size. The tool will generate a whole batch of short clips, usually between 15 and 60 seconds long. These clips are already automatically formatted for vertical posting ratios. Even better, it flags all the clips it thinks have the highest engagement potential right out of the gate. Step 3 involves skimming through the AI's initial picks that it suggests. You will immediately notice it has already isolated the hook, which is usually the first 3 to 5 seconds. It has also automatically zoomed and cropped everything perfectly for the vertical frame. You can accept all of its suggestions, or you can tweak timings manually if you want. The entire editing process for adjustments is made incredibly simple with drag and drop functionality. For step 4, you move to choosing your export settings inside the tool. By default, it uses efficient H.264 settings that are already optimized for social media platforms. However, you always have the power to customize the bitrate to your exact preference. Again, for most short clips, just target that 7 to 12 megabits per second window. If it's a really dense 20 to 30 second highlight, pushing 10 to 12 Mbps is a very safe bet. VBR1 pass is perfectly fine for the speed you need to maintain consistency. If you demand the absolute theoretical best quality, you can switch to VBR2 pass, but just know it takes considerably longer. Step 5 is hitting the export button or utilizing the fantastic scheduling feature. This is where the platform becomes truly next level compared to traditional methods. Instead of downloading the clips and then manually re-uploading to every single app, you can use auto-schedule. You just set how often you want your content to go live across the platforms. The system will then publish directly to TikTok, Instagram, or others at the specific times you pre-select. Now, compare that entire smooth process to doing everything manually inside Premiere Pro. You have to find the clips, set in out points, manually add text, create vertical sequences, export multiple versions, transfer to your phone, and then finally upload. That entire manual process easily turns into a 2-hour workflow for just one long video. With this AI tool, the engine handles the clipping, the framing, the bulk of caption suggestions, and the final scheduling. I'm not saying Premiere is bad because it's powerful for fancy edits, but for consistent short-form content creation, this AI solution is specifically built to save time and maintain consistent output. Let me quickly talk about compression and why bitrate truly matters, because this is a question I get asked constantly. The first thing to understand is that both Instagram and TikTok re-encode absolutely everything you upload to their servers. If you hand them a giant 1 gigabyte file, they will compress it heavily, causing you to lose sharpness, get weird colors, and see blocky motion. Surprisingly, smaller, well-encoded files actually survive that platform compression much better. That is the precise reason why we always aim for that 7 to 12 megabits per second window. Think of it this way: a smaller file size means less brute force recompression, which translates directly to better visual quality on the feed. If you use Vizard's defaults, it's already tuned perfectly for this. But manually, you should stick to H.264, hardware encoding, and VBR1 pass targeting around 10 Mbps. Here's a quick pro tip. your thumbnails, and your opening hooks are absolutely everything for getting initial traction. Even if your video looks technically perfect, if the first 2 seconds don't grab people, it simply won't gain traction on the feed. While Vizard's AI prioritizes finding these hooks, you should always take a moment to double-check its selection. Consider adding a short text overlay like, "You won't believe this," or some other immediate clear visual cue right at the start. Also, utilize the built-in content calendars to plan an entire week of clips derived from just one single long video. You will be surprised how many different angles the AI can successfully extract, like reaction moments, knowledge bites, funny lines, or micro-tutorials. Spreading these out strategically keeps your feed active consistently without you ever needing to shoot any new extra footage. In a real-world example from my own uploads, I took one 20-minute interview, and Vizard successfully created 12 completely usable short clips. I scheduled all 12 across 2 weeks using the auto-schedule feature, engagement was steady, and I avoided any heavy manual cutting work. Compared to my old method of exporting from Premiere and manually posting everything, this workflow saved me a minimum of 6 to 8 hours of pure labor. Regarding other tools, mobile editors like CapCut or InShot are great for quick tweaks on the go, but they are entirely manual, forcing you to find the best moments yourself. Some desktop auto editors claim to use AI, but many are actually just rule-based systems that still require tons of hands-on adjustments from you. Furthermore, those other systems are often very limited when it comes to necessary scheduling or seamless cross-platform publishing. This platform stands out because it nails the clip selection algorithm and seamlessly combines it with scheduling and a content calendar, solving both smart editing and logistics in one place. A quick note on file transfer: if you do export locally, you can upload directly to Instagram via their desktop site by using the Create function and dragging the video over. That method works fine, or you can use Google Drive or AirDrop to preserve quality when moving the final file to your phone. Personally, I often just let the platform handle the publishing to completely avoid any potential transfer hiccups. For final thoughts, if you are serious about turning long-form into consistent short-form posts, invest a small amount of time learning this interface and establishing your posting cadence. Make sure you set your export preset to H.264 VBR1 pass, a 10 Mbps target for most clips, and turn hardware encoding on before saving it. Then, let the AI find those viral moments, make your crucial hook tweaks, and use the auto-schedule and content calendar features to fully automate your publishing. It truly doesn't feel like handing over creative control, because you still pick the final clips and add your personality, but it completely zaps all the tedious parts so you can focus on strategy and making more content. Alright guys, that is literally everything I have for this particular workflow tutorial. If you want, I can drop a follow-up video showing my exact Vizard settings for hooks and captions, or walk through a full live upload and schedule session. Please hit the like button if this helped you out, subscribe if you want more workflow shortcuts, and follow me on Instagram where I post the actual finished clips and behind-the-scenes stuff. Peace out and happy posting!